I was muted the whole time, wasn't I? Was I muted the entire time? I was muted the entire time.
After
I
the
had
music, we
one of
couldn't hear
my
you.
one of my best intros I've ever done. Clean, moved it right along. Welcome everybody to Chair's Table. I am Chair. I am here to prop you up. That last minute of silence was me muted. Thank you for taking your seat. At Chair's Table, everyone gets to eat. It's up to you how much. Today on the show, we have returning guests. For the second time, we're making a thing out of this now. Adam and Paslar from updraft.fund. They were here about 3 weeks ago, and here we are together again. For those out there who want to learn more about you, Adam and Paslar, can you tell them a little bit about yourselves and where they can find you on the social medias and elsewhere?
Sure. Yeah, I can get started. Follow us on Twitter. It's Updraft Fund. If you're following Chair, which you are, then you'll see it. And we'll post blog posts. Please join our community on Discord. There's as with a lot of Web3 apps, it can be tricky to figure out things like how to use a wallet and stuff like that, how to get tokens. And if you need help, our community on Discord is really good. So please take advantage of that. And yeah, I mean, where do you want to go from there, Chair?
Where can folks follow you on X or just out there?
So me, I'm C Adam Stallard, all one word on Twitter. Updraft Fund, all one word, is Updraft. So that's how you follow us.
And you can see updraft.fund scrolling down at the bottom of your screen, and do follow Adam on Twitter. And Paslar, how about you?
Well, thank you. I'm Paslar everywhere. I'm lucky to have a pretty unique name. So just PASLAR on any platform. And if you see a bald guy, that's me.
Perfect. So everyone go and follow our guests here today. And if you can, either one of you, and I think most of these questions will be for either one of you unless otherwise specified, so whoever wants to take them. But if you can take people through updraft.fund, what the idea is and where you guys are along on your path so far.
Yeah. Why don't you do that, Postlar? Why don't you just give a brief intro of what Updraft is, and then maybe I can show it off on my screen.
Oh, sure, sure. So what the updraft is Adam has created this new platform for the posting their ideas, providing solutions to ideas, and getting the funded and earning money through the posting your ideas. And if you can convince others that this is a good idea, and people follow your lead and see, okay, this is a good idea, and I want this idea to be preached and to be seen by others. You always can earn money by just supporting an idea or posting an idea, or just being one of the early supporters of any idea on Updraft. And it's a new way of approaching the product creation. It's a new way of approaching finding work, and it's a new way of earning money just by putting your 2 cents wherever you think an idea is worth the mentioning, is worth looking at, and you want others to see the idea and probably provide solutions for it. I think
Adam,
that's updraft in a nutshell.
so Adam is sharing his screen now, and it looks like we are on the create a new idea view. And so, just make sure I understand correctly, Updraft is a platform where people can submit an idea that they might have about anything, really, or if
Yeah.
maybe there's a
Yeah.
limit to the scope of it, where if their idea can find support from users of Updraft signaling with their tokens, then that idea can move from an ideation phase to an actual production phase. Um, am I pretty much correct there?
Yeah. You got it. That's exactly right.
So
Yeah.
it
And as
looks like
far
now. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that as far as is what type of idea you can post, it's very open ended, and so it lends itself to a lot of different campaigns. Just to give you an example of something that is going on right now, that started on Tuesday and is going for the rest of the day tomorrow. We have a campaign that is about voting on songs from the Song a Day song corpus. So Jonathan Mann writes a song every day. And so he's got over 6,000 songs. And he wanted to see if people could find songs of him singing about crypto while wearing shorts. And so people submitted ideas, um, and like dug through his corpus of songs and found songs that fit those criteria, and then posted them as ideas on here. And then other people who like that song and think that it's worth a vote, they can vote. And um, it's a fun way to let the best songs in this weird category rise to the top. And he's going to continue posting weird categories every week for us to search through. But this is just an example of just how free form an idea can be. So in this case, it's just like, hey, I like this. I like this song that it fits the theme of crypto and wearing shorts. And so, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to play this over the live stream, but yeah, you can go and click. I put links. The ones that I posted, I put links for this that go to the song.
Well, full disclosure, I'm wearing shorts right now. If you specifically share the tab, the browser tab, you should be able to share audio if you um, like when you initially share the screen. If you share the browser tab instead, that should allow to share the audio. So at this point, so what if you could describe specifically the life cycle of these ideas from Song a Day specifically? What is how is this going to play out in terms of where this idea starts, ends, and then is there a
Yeah.
build phase for these ideas?
Yeah, those are great questions. So not every idea even needs or wants a build phase, but some do, and we call those solutions on Updraft. But these are just pure ideas. these songs. And the way it starts is first I go in and I create a new idea, and then I give it a name. So in this case, I just give it the name of the song. I write whatever description I want. I I I just I put a link to the song. I'd like to use Markdown. So sometimes when I'm writing a description, I will go and use a Markdown editor, but I'll just show you what this looks like. So test idea, if I want to do like some link, and then, so this is Markdown. This is how you do links in Markdown. Then I can click this preview button, and you'll notice, Chair, we didn't have this the last time we talked. And I saw you making some ideas on Updraft, and you were struggling a bit with the getting the Markdown right. So now we added this preview button, so you can see what it's going to look like. You can see what your test idea is going to look like to other people before you submit it. Make sure you get you can make sure you get the tags right. Tags are so other people can find it. So, if I want to call it cool idea, I can do that. And so when we have campaigns on here, what those are funders or promoters saying like, please generate ideas that fit this thing that we want you to do. And sometimes they're saying like, we're going to put money behind it, so you can earn money for putting up an idea that they think is cool. They can put their money behind it, and you'll end up earning that way. Or just the crowd funding, like other people thinking that your idea is cool. You can earn money that way too. So
typically a first-time user probably is not going to be joining a specific campaign unless otherwise noted or instructed, right? Or how should people treat it? Because I think I also joined a campaign by accident on one of my first submissions, not knowing. So the campaign is a part of a greater, movement or campaign that's funded or at least pushed by someone.
Right.
It's basically a group of ideas wrapped as one. So I think that the intention for campaigns is for foundations maybe to come in and say, okay, I want a bunch of ideas listed together, and I want to support these ideas as a campaign that are named specifically for my foundation or for my intentions. So,
Yeah.
but for creating campaigns, you need to get in touch with the community of the Updraft to create it for you in there. So you cannot create a brand new one, as far as I know.
Well, you can. There is a way to do that, but but it's I mean, it's not for most people. Like most people aren't going to be creating campaigns. Mostly it's going to be like foundations and stuff. But they're actually, I'll show you what it looks like, because it's not secret or anything, but it's also not, you have to like type it in, but I think it's called create campaign. Submit campaign is what it's called there. So it's just a form that someone can fill out to create a campaign. And what they end up looking like is, if you go to the homepage, they look kind of like this. So here's the Song a Day campaign that was created. And actually, to answer your question, Chair, I mean, people should find out about Updraft through the campaign, because like Jonathan Mann has been telling his listeners, hey, come check this out. I'm sure they're like confused because they don't know what Updraft is, but the few that have trickled in to try it out, they can come here and click this and see what ideas people have already done. When they create their idea, they can click that campaign and it will automatically fill in the tags that they're supposed to use. Every campaign has a unique set of tags. So this one is Song a Day Crypto Wearing Shorts, because that's what we're looking for, is his songs where he's singing about crypto and wearing shorts. So this is kind of like a fun campaign. It's not like a big money generating campaign. This is just kind of like a fun voting campaign. And right now, actually, all the campaigns are just voting campaigns. The other campaigns that we have are ones that Updraft put up. We want to figure out what networks we should be on, and we want to figure out what stable coins we should give first class support to on Updraft. So right now it's just Arbitrum and USDC, which is kind of boring. So we would love people to come along and give other ideas. Like look at this one, updraft on status L2. And so I created this idea because I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
So these are the reasons why I think it's a good idea to put updraft on status L2. And these are, I listed the benefits, I put some links, this is all marked down. So I used that idea creation form. Then it shows, because I created the idea, now I am supporting it. So the cool thing about ideas on Updraft is once you create them, you're not exclusively owning them. They're not just yours. You're now saying like, please join me, everybody join me in my idea. And then you try to get other people, you can share it with anyone you want, try to get them to help support you. So I made a deposit of 300,000 UPD. I paid 3,000 in fees. That's a 1% fee. That's an anti-spam fee because otherwise, if we didn't have some sort of fee, we'd get flooded with spam. But where that fee goes is really cool. It goes to a faucet that gives away free UPD tokens. So if you're like, well, where am I going to get UPD tokens? Or, I don't have any money or whatever. You can come to our Discord. We have the faucet open and running, and you can get free UPD. So you can get free money, start using this, potentially earn more money. You can just keep increasing your UPD. We'll get you bootstrapped by giving you some to start with. And
that's a huge point. That's a huge point there. In that the cost for someone to enter with real value is 0. I'm gonna mute you for just a moment, Adam. Folks, Adam is a family man, and you can hear that. So it is a costless entry for a user. If you have an idea right now, join the Discord join the Updraft Discord, go to the faucet, claim some Updraft tokens, submit an idea on the site. It requires some UPD to be backed, and you can start earning based on the validity of your idea or how much support your idea can garner right away. It's an interesting exercise to go through the ideation phase. I tried to pick sort of not a random idea, let's say, but something just to go through the exercise of coming up with a valid idea. And the idea struck me of the Library of Atlantis Part 2, a physical location for a world library that would also serve as a node running facility for decentralized networks. And began unpacking that idea and realized not only the profundity of this platform in that, right away, it's like, I'm not a carpenter, let alone a construction project manager that understands what goes into building a physical Library of Atlantis. So I'm particularly interested in how you two envision, let's say something maybe not as bold of a vision, but something that might involve physical construction in reality, in this physical reality. That isn't, let's say, a software project. How might that play out? Is it very similar? It seems like it would be in the ideation phase, but then there is the submitting the solutions aspect of it that brings in real world elements. So interested if and maybe am I going in a direction that is ill advised?
You can either just find ideas and support the ideas and see that this is an idea that I find interesting too, and I hope others also find it interesting. And by putting my money on it or my UPD on it, and I keep it on top of other ideas so that it is always in front of others and they can see it more. So that just supporting an idea and showing putting your the UPD there earns you money when others join you or follow your lead. There's also the aspect of providing a solution for that idea. So if someone comes in and says, it's a good idea to clean this beach out of rubbish, or it's a good idea to create a website for this, or it's a good idea for having it's a good idea to have a landing page for Updraft itself, because we want Updraft itself to be built by the community Updraft through Updraft itself. So whatever idea that you have and you put it there, there's always others who come in and see that, okay, that this is there's a need for creating a landing page for Updraft, and I can design the websites. I can put in some work, and then you come in and say and you provide your solution. You type it in and say, okay, I can do this, and I can make this. I got muted. So I can make this idea being actualized, and I can make it happen. And here's how I would make it happen. And so this is how you would find work. And this is how you start earning money by working on the ideas that you find interesting enough.
So, in the case of an idea gaining traction, getting support, that looks like, take me, for this case, I submit an idea, I back that idea with a minimum amount of UPD, and I believe I can back that with however, but the entire contents of my wallet, if I like. That idea can gain support from others following my lead and also staking their UPD. At what point do rewards kick in for the idea person? Does it require solutions to be submitted or solution proposals to be submitted? Or can you take me through what that looks like from an idea has reached a quorum or at least a threshold of support that is noticeable? Where does it go from there?
Right. That's a great question. So when I support an idea, and I support my own idea, so when I create an idea, I make a deposit and I can choose whatever I want. And there's that 1% anti-spam fee. The rest of it, I can withdraw at any time. So I supported my own idea, obviously, and other supporters have come after me. So I paid 3,000 UPD, which is like, it sounds like a lot, but it's actually just $3. That was the fee that I paid. And so far, other people have supported it. So now I'm less in the hole. I'm only like 75 cents in the hole, or maybe that's 7 cents. I don't know, but I'm like almost out of the hole here. But I can withdraw my support. So as a creator, you can always withdraw 99% of your support. Just that 1% goes to fees. And then if people come after you, you immediately start earning from what they put in, like just a percentage. I think the default is 10%, this funder reward. So you start earning from what they put in, and they're just risking at most 10% when they follow you. But that all starts to add up as more people follow your idea. And eventually, if it's a really popular idea, you can earn a lot. Ideas naturally reach a plateau. And so your question was like, well, when is this idea over? It could be because the idea found a solution. So somebody submitted a solution and everybody kind of agrees like, okay, well, it's solved. Like this idea is done. And so they just, on their own, just withdraw their support and deploy it somewhere else. So that's one way it could end. Another way it could end is it stops being interesting for whatever reason. Maybe it becomes obsolete or whatever. Someone else has a similar idea that turned out to be more popular or whatever. That's another way. Or it could just kind of like, reach a natural plateau where people who are trying to earn money by supporting ideas think that it's saturated. It's kind of like reached its full support that it's ever going to reach, and you can't really make money off of it anymore. And so they're more interested in something else. So those are kind of ways where ideas can end, I guess.
If I submit an idea and the first person to back it, I back it with some amount, and when I withdraw that backing, the people that came in behind me, does someone replace my sort of number one spot as the idea person? Let's say if that idea continues, does now a person in slot 2 become slot 1 and earn the equivalent as the
Yeah.
idea person?
So what happens? Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's another thing is ideas always have a life of their own. So once you create them, it's kind of out of your hands. So let's say that I created an idea and I gave it 100,000 UPD. Then you come in and you put 1 million down. Now you have more at stake in that idea than I do. So you're going to earn more. You're going to earn 10 times as much as I do, even though I'm the one that posted that idea. So it has more to do with how much money you put in. It also, if you read the guide, it talks about the actual algorithm that it uses. Timing is also a factor. So if you and I are approximately the same time, we use something called cycles. Cycles last 12 hours. So if you get in within the first 12 hours of my idea, you basically co-own it with me. And we get to decide, like if you put in the same amount as me, we're basically co-partners on this idea. If you put in more than me, then you have a bigger share. But it shouldn't be troublesome because we shouldn't worry about like other people having more money because that's what we're actually looking for. Like if I have an idea and I would like to see it come to fruition, then it shouldn't bother me if someone else comes and supports it, even if that means that I'm sharing some of like the ability to gain money from this idea with someone else. I should be okay with that. And then in the future, we'll keep splitting that, and you can see how it naturally reaches a point where we're not going to earn anymore at some point because like all the people who are going to support this are done supporting it. And then at that point, you can just withdraw at your own pace. And like I said, if you were the creator, you can get 99% of your deposit plus all the earnings that you got after that back. So it's
And
pretty low risk.
when
It's
that
it's it's
plateau is
pretty.
reached, oh, go ahead, Pascal.
I just wanted to mention that it's very hard to lose money on updraft. Like it's at at most you're losing the fees
Challenge
and the
accepted.
minimal fees that you have to pay to post an idea, or the fees that are keeping Sibils from like supporting an idea many times. So there's nothing to lose. There is close to nothing to lose on experimenting with updraft, and you're always supported with a little bit of updraft to just play around with it. You have free the UPD to on Discord if you just pop in and ask for it, to play around with it. And yeah, you need to be. I don't know. It's very. You need to be super clever to try and lose money on updraft.
Yeah, I want to say
It's
challenge
talent to
accepted,
lose
and
money on it.
I'm sure there's members of our audience who might feel the same way. I say, oh, I bet I could find ways. No,
Yeah, we need
so,
to bounce.
thank you to everyone who's tuned in so far. We do have 117 total live listeners up to this point. Thank you. We are live on X and YouTube and Twitch. This is Chair's Table. I'm with Adam and Paslar of updraft.fund, where you can right now go and submit an idea, back it with UPD token, which is live on Arbitrum mainnet right now, and you can get a little bit of UPD from the faucet in the Updraft Discord. Submit an idea and begin earning off of your brain power from the support of others who agree with your idea and would like to see it come to fruition. Now,
Yes.
the part that I am interested in is the fruition part, specifically in that an idea reaches its plateau, as you described. Those who will support have supported. There is money, and people have maybe withdrawn and realized some value from backing such a good idea, which makes a lot of sense. And I think we could maybe on our next time the ethos and the philosophy and the mechanics that play within all of this, both psychologically and motivationally, intrinsically, is fascinating. There's a meta. There's a lot of meta going on within this system. But to focus specifically now on the idea has had solutions proposed. And from the perspective of the solution proposer, how they are economically incentivized, and let's say there are multiple solutions, even, and how those are chosen, and who gets to choose those, and what the next steps are from there.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. So yeah, the idea. Oh yeah, there was one thing that I wanted to say first. So you were talking about how do you lose money on this? So I can show you a surefire way to lose money. There's this option called airdrop. An airdrop will send your entire contribution to reward past contributors. We will forgo any funder rewards for yourself. So if you want to just take a bunch of money and say, this is a cool idea, and I'm just going to give it to everybody who supported the idea up to this point, you can do that. And why would you be so crazy to do that and like just give away your money to an idea? Well, we talked about DAOs and grant makers. So if a grant maker, and we talked about campaigns. So if a grant maker creates a campaign and says, we really want ideas, like we're the Optimism Foundation and we want ideas for new sequencers for optimism. And then you run the campaign for a month or 2 months, however long you decide. You come back through and they have a budget. Let's say they have a budget of $1 million to put into ideas for this. They start airdropping to the ones that the community has allowed to rise to the top through their crowdfunding. So the benefit they get is they get a bunch of crowdfunding from the community. So it's already starting, the money's already flowing, but then they come in at the end and they happily, according to their plan, airdrop some of this to the past contributors. So I just wanted to point that out. There's a way to lose money. Also,
intentionally.
Intentionally. And it's like you feel good about it. So it's like in Updraft, there's people who earn money, and then there's people who hopefully feel good about losing some money. And
Can we focus on that for a second? Because this is it makes a lot more sense, or this as an airdrop mechanic makes a lot more sense than, let's say, different campaigns, follow campaigns, and social engagement campaigns that you see out there from many different platforms now for points programs and airdrops and incentivized early things for projects and networks and whatnot. Instead, to reward the people that have put their money where their mouth is, in terms of support, that you're actually rewarding the people who have not just signaled in the most meaningful way with the actual real value. It makes a lot more sense to airdrop value to those people.
It's a more
this is rather revolutionary.
It's more meaningful to it's a more meaningful way of finding people who actually supported the idea that you had. So that let's imagine I have this product in mind that I want to create as a Web3 project. I put in the idea on Updraft, and then there are other people who helped me keep my idea on top of others, so other people can see it. And hopefully there are solutions that presented to it to make it actually happen. So I can find the developers and the people who are willing to design it, so that with selecting the option that Adam just talked about, I can reward all the people who helped me make actualize this idea. So it's as you said, it's a more meaningful of the way of airdropping, or the incentivizing people who supported your idea from the beginning, and the earlier that they supported your idea, the more meaningful it is. So it's only natural for them to be rewarded even more. And I just wanted to mention that Adam has created this very minimal the platform, but the more we talk about it, the more we engage with people about it, we see how it's a new way of of bounty networks, or finding work. It's a new way of the grants and how they can be provided to communities. It's without the gatekeepers, without admins who are selecting the ideas based on their own the criteria. It's a new way for foundations to attract others, to provide solutions and provide ideas for the bettering their platform. It's a new way of approaching DAOs. That is another thing that we talked about with Adam the other day. So it's just that there are so many different aspects and dimensions to Updraft. If you when you talk about it and when you discuss it with others, so it's very minimal. It's very easy and intuitive to play around with and experiment with. But every day we figure out that, oh, this is a new way of airdropping. This is a new way of approaching DAOs and how they can that engage the DAO members. So it's just, yeah, it's amazing.
What's standing out to me in this moment as you describe that is the amount of different ways that you can participate within the platform and to potentially earn. Let's say if you have a discerning taste or view and you can identify ideas early that you think will have a good, or if you understand, the users of Updraft well enough that you can identify ideas early that you
Yes.
wager might
Yes.
get early support or
Yeah.
a lot of support eventually, then you do not need to create any ideas. You can place your bets, as they say, on
Yeah,
the
that
ideas
kind
that
of a
you think will get
person
support.
would either go and find a job at a VC, which is really difficult to do, and they would have a they would be working for a corporation, for a VC, just be a member of that. But that person can just see Updraft, explore the ideas, and put their money in there without having to be an advisor to a VC. They just do it by themselves. They can just be an early identifier of great ideas that they know that are going to be in the future.
Yeah, so we've set the default risk for and reward. So the risk equals reward, but if you go and look at the ideas, the default is always 10% funder reward. And what that means is the percentage of each contribution that's paid to previous contributors. So when you make a deposit on an idea, if you're not one of the people in the first cycle, so you're not one of the initial creators or co-creators of that idea, and you come in a little bit later, you're going to be paying 10% of whatever you deposit instead of the 1% that you saw earlier. You'll be paying 10%. So still 90% of whatever you deposit is still going to be withdrawable. And then from that point on, now you become part of the earnings machine, and anyone that comes after you, you earn from them. So the key to earning money on Updraft is finding that sweet spot, like finding an idea before it hits its plateau. So if you get in and you see that, like, okay, maybe Postlar and Chair started a new idea, but they only put in $100, and you're like, this isn't $100 idea, this is $1 million idea, and so you come in and you put in $1,000. Now, even though you're later than they are, your earning potential, because you put in more, is potentially more than theirs. There is a time factor too, so that earliness actually, it's not compounding, it's linear, so it's not like a huge difference, but their earning potential will have grown while you were still discovering it, and then once you put your money in, yours starts to grow. And the formula for that is in our guide, so you can see what it is. It's pretty simple, actually. It's pretty linear. We didn't want to make it exponential because that things get too crazy and too speculative. So but yeah, you come in, you find the best ideas, you pay a 10%, 90% is withdrawable always, and then you can start earning from finding ideas.
And the cycle again, if you visit updraft.fund, you can find the docs and the guide there. You can find the Discord community where you can claim free UPD tokens, which are required to back or create ideas. And that is the point that you begin earning and campaigning, let's say, for your idea to gain support. And
Right.
there's a lot of there's a lot of interesting facets to this, but the concept of the idea not having to actually the idea has to gain support, not necessarily find a solution for the idea person and everyone who supported the idea to earn at least a little bit. And then there is the solution aspect and the incentives that people have for creating a solution. Can
Right.
we look at that specifically?
Yeah. So once an idea becomes visible, highly visible because it's got a lot of support, that will also attract the attention of solution builders, because when you're building a solution and you want to crowdfund it, which is what happens on Updraft, visibility is key. So a highly visible idea is going to attract people to build solutions for it, because these ideas are, so for example, I go to hot ideas, which is the default sort. Right now, these are all like songs because the song campaign was running. But if I scroll down a little bit, I find this idea that Chair put in, and so I can create a solution for your idea. So you put this as an idea. This actually sounds to me like something that already exists or has already been starting to be built. Somebody started building this, but if not, I could draft the solution for it. You could draft your own solution as the person who created this idea. You could say, I have the idea, and I also have the solution, or a solution. And it's okay if solutions compete. So I can make a solution, and someone else can come along and say, well, I have a slightly different approach. So rather than join your team and work on the solution with you, I'm gonna, I want to do it my way, and you outline it. So first, I create the name and description for my solution, and it says what it's a solution for right here. Then I choose the funding token, and I can choose a stable coin if I would rather get paid in stable coins. UPD is the platform token. It's actually pretty stable, so it's not a stable coin, but the value has been pretty stable, and I talked about that in the blog post. Then you can set the goal of how much you want to raise, a deadline. And here's something cool that you can do that you don't see on other platforms, but I think is really valuable. And people have been doing it on Updraft, is you can put a stake. And what that does is if you don't reach your goal, then that stake gets divided. And you might think like, okay, well, I'm a poor person trying to get funding. How can I afford to put up this stake that might, and I might lose money? But actually, this stake is really powerful, a really powerful mechanism to encourage people to fund your solution, because near the end, it's like they have this like dual energy pulling them. One is saying like, okay, if this doesn't reach its goal, I'm going to get paid. But if it does reach its goal, I get a funder reward from other people. That's what this is, from other people funding it after me. And so it's like, how can I not fund this? Like I have two different ways to earn money. So by providing this, it seems a little scary, but it's, you should do it. Like the scientific psychological research shows that you should do it. And if you can't afford to do it yourself, other people can come in and provide the stake for you. Like anyone can come in and provide a stake just to kind of sweeten the pot for your solution. And then after you've done that, you create your solution, which I'm not going to do because this is not a real solution. But yeah, and then it goes live, and then people can look at solutions, and I'll show you just a few solutions that are already on here, so you can see what they look like.
And there's no gatekeeping whatsoever. Right. To answer your question, you asked like who decides which solution is going to be funded. It's the community itself. It's others coming in and funding the solutions, and there could be multiple solutions being funded at the same time.
Right. So here's a solution. Here's an example of a solution that someone is actually working on and has multiple funders. Hasn't reached its goal yet. It has a pretty high goal. Right now, UPD tokens are worth 1/10 of a cent. About, I think they've gone up 8% since we launched, but pretty stable. It's not a pump and dump coin, and so they're trying to get essentially how much is this? $6,000. So it's not a huge amount, but they're only 5% of the way to their goal. But this is someone's idea that they're actually working on to improve make some foundational steps towards auditing the Updraft smart contracts. So I hope this gets more funding. I put in early funding because I think I can actually earn money off of this. There is a stake here. So if this doesn't reach its funding goal in 12 days, whoever put some funding in here will get to split this. But I hope it does reach its funding reward. There's a 25%. So the creator of the solution gets to set this. Ideas are kind of you set it 10% by default, but you can put a higher amount if you're making a solution. And this is everybody that contributes. This encourages people to get in early to fund your solution. So you can come in and make contributions, and then if people make a contribution after you, you earn 25% of that. So you're kind of like joining this crowdfunding campaign for this solution as a backer, but also as someone that can earn money from it. And so I got in early. I didn't want to overwhelm this. Like I could have funded this whole thing myself, but instead I put in this amount. So because I wanted other people to come after me, number one, because I can earn money, but number two, also because like I want to give other people a chance to earn money because they'll come in and then other people come after them. So I wanted to kind of use updraft, but someone could come in and just fund the whole amount. That's fine too. But then it doesn't get the fun like incentives and like crowdfunding aspect of it. So anyways, this is kind
You
of
don't
how,
unlock all
yeah.
the features that are available to you. The sooner you join, the more fun potentially you can have, and the more you can earn, it
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah, I want to let other people earn on stuff like this. So
So to take people through the cycle now, and so this is if you have an idea, if you are a developer or a builder or otherwise someone who can provide solutions, you are incentivized to join. If you fancy yourself someone who identifies or has a good eye for identifying things with potential, let's say, you can participate in the ecosystem without ever having an idea or providing a solution to anything, but simply backing different ideas and solutions that you think would gain more support. This is quite fascinating. Folks, if you want to learn more, updraft.fund is the site. On Twitter, it is updraft. It is updraft fund, all one word on Twitter. Do follow Adam and Paslar on Twitter, respectively, and join the Discord. You can find the link at updraft.fund to get your free drop of UPD tokens so you can begin supporting ideas and the 3 or 4 erroneous ideas that I submitted myself immediately and begin earning. The amount of ways to participate is interesting. The amount of solutions, both within the context of the platform and the solutions to problems like airdrop farming, among others, are readily recognizable within this, and there's a lot to be excited about. What else should users know at this time?
yeah, so what they
Started.
should know is that we are running campaigns. There will be more campaigns, and hopefully this will be the way that most people are drawn into Updraft when larger foundations and grant making organizations come on and say like, okay, we want to put money into this. So you guys get it started with your crowdfunding and bootstrap some ideas and see what the community is going to support, and then we'll come in after and airdrop a bunch of money on what you guys have figured out are the best ideas and solutions. So that's what we really want to do with these campaigns. Right now we do have some campaigns. These are just kind of like starter campaigns that are, so this one's for fun, and I've been messing around with this a lot in the last 5 days. It's got today and tomorrow still left that you can play with. If you're a fan of Jonathan Mann's songs, you can do this campaign and try to vote for and uncover some crazy songs where he's singing about crypto and wearing shorts. If you're able to find those, I actually found 10 of his 6,000 songs, but I'm like his biggest fan. So, but you can try to compete with me in this. That's fine. Also, there's these, there's these other ones. These are for Updraft specifically. So I added these. This one is we want help from all of you to help us decide what networks Updraft should be on. So we launched on Arbitrum, but that was my decision by myself. I don't want to be making all the decisions about Updraft, so I want the community to say these are the networks it should be on, and kind of rank them by how much support we give them. And then here are stable coins. So if you look at this, okay, that one's empty, not a good example. But this one right here, yeah, we've got Status and we've got Arbitrum are competing with each other. Right now, Status is winning, which is cool because I really like Status as a home for Updraft. So Status has an L2 that's launching next year. And yeah, I and two other people, and you should, if you think that's a good idea, you should join this too. Put some UPD tokens behind this idea, and let's see if this is the one that wins. But this campaign this is kind of a long running campaign. But there could be other campaigns like this other one with the Song a Day. It was just a week long campaign, so there'll probably be another one for week 2. But yeah, keep your eye out for campaigns as they pop up. Put all your ideas. I made a post today, a blog post of the process that I personally use to mine my own brain, I guess you could say, for ideas of what I could put on there. And I've been following this. I still haven't finished it. I still have more ideas that I want to put on there. But personal projects, community projects, work projects, I think this is a big one because a lot of us are professionals, and we're just kind of stuck in this mode of we only do work with in our close knit group, and yeah, maybe we wish other people would pay attention to what we're doing, but we don't have like a process for doing that. And that's what Updraft should do. If you put the stuff that you're working on that you think is cool on Updraft, and people are familiar with your product or your organization, they'll let you know if the initiative that you're working on is good, or maybe they'll have some other ideas, or maybe you can float some ideas out there and say like, hey, we're thinking about building this for logos. What do you think? Is this a good idea? And then post about it, tweet about it, and let the community put a little money behind it. And the best idea, they'll earn money from the best ideas, and so they have an incentive to help you figure out what you should be working on. So these are kind of like the categories of ideas of things you could put on Updraft. So this is in that post.
Everyone go check it out. I did retweet it from my own account, and if you follow Updraft Fund or Adam or Passau, you should be able to find that post. I do urge everyone to go to updraft.fund, join the Discord, get your drip of UPD tokens, begin supporting ideas that you are, or even submitting your own ideas. And to put it very mildly, to touch on it just very lightly and then move on very quickly, there has been a ton of alpha dropped in this call. And if you are discerning enough to be able to pick it out, then you're exactly the type of person that should probably be joining updraft.fund to begin placing your bets on what ideas might gain support. But otherwise, I would say the instructions have been clear throughout this broadcast of how to begin for free and how to begin earning for free and how exactly to participate in that and which ideas to do so. So I do we will be looking back in about 3 weeks or so when Adam and Paslar join us again on where Updraft is at that point, what ideas might have been submitted, what kind of support might have been mustered. Yes, mustered. And how much of it might be due to the folks at Chair's Table. If you have any questions in these last moments, please submit them in any chat that you are watching this from, X, Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Do follow Adam and Paslar on Twitter. Join the Updraft Discord. Begin supporting ideas, maybe even submitting solutions. Keep an eye out for updates. Is there anything, any final words or thoughts or messages to the people, Adam and Paslar?
Yeah, so something real quick that I want to say is I'm going to post a follow-up post to this to give advice on how to find good ideas that are worthy of supporting and how to make money that way. But so look out for that blog post. But I put something in here about the UPD token and value, because I think nowadays a lot of tokens have kind of this, they want to be meme tokens, and they lend themselves to pump and dump. And I really tried to get away from that with the UPD token. And so this describes the tokenomics behind it, but it's right now it's at the baseline. It's like at a mathematical baseline where it can't drop below the value that it's at now. It just mathematically can't because we put all the tokens in a liquidity pool on Arbitrum. So it can only go up. Is basically the gist of it. It's gone up 8%. So yes, it could, if everybody sold all their tokens, it would go down 8%. But that's like the absolute mathematical floor for the price. And this is a token. This is not like a token that you're going to buy and sell in one day or something like that. There's no pump and dump involved. This is something that incrementally grows as more people use the platform. And we are at the very beginning. Like we have like we launched, I think like 3 weeks ago. So this is the very floor. This is like getting in at the rock bottom price right now. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, the mission is clear, folks, and the path is clear and has been laid out for you, both what has happened, what is to happen, and what you should be doing about it. What you should be doing is following Adam and Paslar, join the Discord, go to updraft.fund, find all of the links. Follow me. I am Chair. Thank you for watching. 160 live viewers today. I do very much appreciate it. Most of you are on X. If you could like and retweet the broadcast you are watching, it would help out a lot. And I already know my next updraft idea, and it has everything to do with Chair's Table, and you might be able to guess where it might go from there, or not. Check out updraft.fund to support my forthcoming idea. Thank you, Adam and Paslar. Let's do it again very soon. Let's put it on the books for 3 weeks or so. I would love to regularly check in with the project. I think there's a lot that we'll be developing out of this in one way and another. Until next time, I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. And we'll see you sooner rather than later.
For sure, for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, this has been Chair's Table. I am Chair. I'm here to prop you up. Thank you for taking your seat. Get yourself something to eat.
Young noise.